Genderqueer Sam Smith was about as interesting to the public as gay Sam Smith, so he went back to the drawing board, and 2 years after that, he came out of his third closet. He announced that he's actually not just gay, not just genderqueer, but in fact non-binary, and will now use they/them pronouns. How does being non-binary differ in any meaningful sense from being genderqueer? And what do any of these terms mean? And in what way is he not simply just a gay guy with feminine mannerisms like a million other gay guys? Well, again, he was never asked those questions and couldn't have answered them if he had been. Then several years passed, and Sam Smith put out more music that nobody cared about, and he realized that simply being a gay, genderqueer, non-binary they/them wasn't going to cut it. And that's when he decided that his only path back to something approaching cultural relevance was to become basically the white male Lizzo. So Smith packed on 150 pounds, dressed up in an outfit that reveals far more of his body than any human on earth ever wanted to see, and he put out a new X-rated album and music video. It is, at least, we will admit, totally repulsive and grotesque. Suffice it to say that Smith's new music video for his song, which is called I'm Not Here to Make Friends, shows the morbidly obese singer in women's underwear dancing awkwardly with both men and women wearing something similar to assless chaps, who then start humping the floor with their bare butts sticking up, at which point streams of pee start spraying all over them, and it gets worse from there. Now, it's probably no use pointing out how morally debased all of this is. Just as it's no use observing how our society day by day comes to not only resemble, but in every sense rival Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, that all goes without saying at this point. And it's also exactly what these attention-starved, ugly, degenerate morons want us to say. Which isn't to say that we shouldn't point it out, but rather that after we've delivered the moral condemnation this kind of garbage calls for and deserves, we should also say the thing that is just as true, and also the one thing that Sam Smith does not want us to say. The thing that those of his ilk fear the most, because they know it is true, is that this routine, along with being debased and disgusting and morally depraved, is also boring. Boring. Played out. We've seen it a million times already. We've been swimming in this muck and filth for so long that another bucket may be demoralizing and sad, but it can never shock us. Now, if Sam Smith really wanted to shock us, therefore, he would have created something good, something meaningful, something beautiful and true. Now, that would be something we're not used to. Okay, you want to give the music industry something it's not used to? How about beauty and truth? But that requires talent and moral clarity and an IQ somewhere above the freezing point.
Suddenly it's about pornography. Suddenly it's about training children and people that partake in this music to believe that it's some form of freedom to strip down to your underwear and twerk. And it's worse than that, honestly. This video for the song is entitled I'm Not Here to Make Friends. I mean, the best way to describe it for me when I saw it is like Mrs. Doubtfire meets Moulin Rouge, right? It's just men. I guess it's supposed to be an ad for Grindr of some description. I mean, they don't say this is just disgusting. And what's incredible is that on YouTube, you cannot question the big pharma authority. This is allowed. Your kids can access this on YouTube. There is no warning. It's not considered graphic. And if you have a comment about it, it's because you are anti-LGBTQ RS. People comment and say, when Cardi B makes WAP and I make commentary, oh, it's because she's black. Now I'm commenting and it's Sam and he's white, but oh, it's because he's queer. I absolutely cannot stand the idea that these imbeciles are creating art. It's not art. It's disgusting. It should be thrown out. People should walk away from this. These people shouldn't be allowed to perform on stage when you put this out into the arena. What it's doing in people's minds over time, trying to soften them to the idea of pornography, right? This stuff belongs on Pornhub. Pornhub belongs in the trash, right? And instead, where you're getting this stuff is the mainstream media. You're getting this on YouTube. You're getting people celebrating this. You're getting people to write articles and tell you that if you don't like it, it's because there's something wrong with you. No, them creating it tells you that there's something wrong with them.